And so concludes my Christopher Nolan filmography journey with Oppenheimer. This wasn't a first time watch, as I did watch it when it first released back in 2023. However, I did have a bit of a hard time appreciating it as much as I did this time around. I think a lot of my lack of appreciation, and I will say it in quotations, because I did appreciate the film as a whole the first time around, but the aspect of the scientific concepts, the terminology, made it a little bit hard for me to grasp. And although it still had that challenge this time around, I think I was able to appreciate the film more because of my journey with Nolan's films. Nolan's films has made me appreciate his vision, how he chooses to direct films, and this film, I would say, is no different to many of his other previous films. The way that he tells the stories, the way that he shoots them, his choice in using practical effects versus CGI and digital rendering. All amazing. But let's start off with the performances. The performances, first by Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer himself, was amazing. I have no complaints of the performance. I think Murphy did a wonderful job in portraying this character. And I think that even though we see Oppenheimer from the beginning of his inception of these visions that he's having of what he wants to create, to then seeing him face the consequences of what he's done, I think his performance is elevated that much more once he starts facing and dealing with the consequences of what he has just done. Robert Downey Jr. as Louis Strauss, I think, slightly beats Cillian Murphy's performance as Oppenheimer. And I say this because Robert Downey Jr.'s performance, it really steals the show in a way. And I think he really shines in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, where you see him being contriving, where you see him being manipulative, where you see him being vengeful because of what he feels Oppenheimer did to him. I won't go into more details just in case if someone hasn't seen the film. But those two performances are amazing. That's not to say that the other actors in this film didn't do a great job. On the contrary, they did amazing work. Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, Kenneth Branagh, Matt Damon. That's just to name a few. And all of them did truly amazing. I can't forget to point out the score, how amazing the score is, how effective it is, how it is used to make you feel those tense moments, how it is to make you feel those successful moments for the characters, as well as the cinematography. As I've mentioned in my reviews prior, Nolan knows what he does with the camera. He knows how to shoot things. He knows how to make things look so beautiful. And lastly, the practical effects. Once again, Nolan is a genius when it comes to practical effects. And obviously the biggest example is the test bomb that they use and how effective it is in terms of the practicality of it, and even how within the film it makes you, like, at least for me, it made me hold my breath until the dust settled, I would say. This film, again, it just makes me appreciate Nolan that much more. And I can't wait for the Odyssey. I am super excited for the release of the Odyssey. There are a lot of directors who I would like to go through, but as of right now, from what I have seen from other directors, I will say still that Nolan is my favorite. Be on the lookout for the ranking. I'm going to re-rank all of the films using the filter that my friend Jen Walks Into Walls created. Now that I've been able to see all of them, I can with certainty say where they're going to be ranked. Thank you guys as always, and I appreciate you.